Hi there, my name is Jo and this is Creative Empowerment, my channel. And today we're doing intuitive art play and it's all about unfinished business. So if you're interested in that, please grab yourself a cup of tea, get yourself some art materials and get ready to play. So it's a little bit tricky and it's a little bit clunky with me putting my screen up there and, that sort of thing. But never mind, we'll make the most of it. So if you missed the first one of these, last week I began what's going to be a weekly event. So every Tuesday morning at 9:30 Australian Eastern Standard Time, I'll be hosting a sacred space for art play. And you can do anything you like in this art play space and time. You could do some music, poetry, dance, whatever. It's designed as a space for you to come into and a sacred space. So last week we started with the idea of an egg because it was the beginning of something. And we looked at what might be birthing from inside the egg. And then we did some art play. So the structure of today is that I'll talk for a little bit, hopefully not too long. Then we will do a short meditation. And then after the meditation, we will do some creative expression, some intuitive stuff. But we are really at the time of new beginnings. We're about to head into Aries season, which is the start of the astrological year. In the Northern Hemisphere, you're about to go into spring if you're living in that area. So and we're about to go to the March equinox. So there's a lot of momentum building for newness. But what happens if you've got some unfinished business to do? What happens if you feel like you can't move forward not because something's holding you back? I've often had that feeling, but our words are really powerful. And if we choose to think something is holding us back, then that's what we're going to create in our lives. So today is all about unfinished business. And I know I have a lot of it. So we're just going to put that on hold for a second. We are going to prime ourselves by talking about it. But first, I want to open this space. So each week I'm going to formally open the space to bring in the right kind of energy so that it's not just me talking to you over technology, but rather we all come in, we all get grounded, we all share this space together. And that's whether you're doing this live with me, and you can get the Zoom link if you wanted to for next week, obviously now. And I will aim to get live on YouTube at some point. Okay, so I would like to open this space by expressing my gratitude. My gratitude for this very moment, for today, for this sacred space that we are creating for ourselves, for the First Nations people of the lands that we are sharing. And I am so generously sharing the Bunurong and Boonwurrung people's land. We welcome in Mother Earth and Father Sky, our ancestors, our loved ones, our spiritual teams, the angelic realms, animal spirit guides, and whoever else you'd like to invite in. We feel gratitude for light, for the wisdom and guidance we feel when we are connected to our divine self, our higher self, our source self, our inner wisdom, whatever you would like to call it, your mighty I Am presence. We set the intention that we will use this time to connect with ourselves at a heart level, to express love, to be present and to be in awareness to what may rise within us during this space, and honour it by giving it the space and time to rise within us, to use our creative, expressive nature, the inner guidance and wisdom within, to channel it in its most in its most appropriate way. We are co-creating with the divine and ourselves in this healing, expressive space. I am not here to heal you. We are here on a healing journey together, and we all acknowledge each other on this journey and agree to travel for a time together. We use the language of creative expression as a tool to journey into ourselves and to traverse the territory of our souls. This space is available for all of those who choose to enter. This space is designed to nurture our inner children, to allow them freedom to roam, to play, to explore, and to vent if necessary. Join me in some co-creation, some art play. Use the tools of children or any tools that you wish, be it abstract, expressive, childlike, or realistic. The space is now open for you to create and express yourself any way you wish. So thank you for joining me in that acknowledgement of opening this space. So the card that I kept seeing this week was this one, Unfinished Symphony. It's from the Wisdom of the Oracle Divination Cards by Colette Baron Reid. And I'm going to read you this because it's important. It's setting the scene for the work that we're going to do today. So I'll bring it in. The essential meanings are unfinished business, an incomplete lesson, a lack of closure, the need to make amends. This is a time to tie up loose ends as you near the completion of a cycle or project and mastery of a lesson or skill. Before you can move forward, it is important that you come to terms with where you are now. Practice radical acceptance. Take inventory so that emotional and psychological closure can occur and the answers you seek will be found. You can't move forward if you're leaving things unfinished. Reflect on what has passed so that the symphony can finally end on a high note. And I found that really interesting, and the fact that it kept showing up for me, I knew that it was important to work with for this week, for this class. I'm sorry, I may keep looking at the wrong thing. So to begin with, like I said earlier, I don't want to feel that we're stuck, but we can have that impression, that feeling that we can't move forward, that something is holding us back. Now, often we give our power away and we name it, we call it, people, places, events. That person did this thing to me and I can't get over it. Our words and what we tell ourselves are really powerful. But we can feel really burdened by our unfinished business, whether it's a communication with somebody, whether it's leaving something that we started and we never finished it and it may still be hanging there. So I'm bringing up a couple of things because I want you to start thinking about what it is in your life that you've left unfinished. Now, we're going to do a meditation about that, and which I'll guide you through. But before we do that, I want you to write down what it is that you have left unfinished in your life. And it could be that you start your sentence or start your list with, what have I left unfinished in my life? So when you're ready, you may want to start, just grounding yourself if you're not yet present. You may want to breathe into your belly. And we don't want to pour this out as if we're letting go of toxic waste. What we want to do is we want to sit with it. We want to open it up, allow it some space, allow it to sit there, to be there, and to acknowledge it. So I'm going to give you some time. I'm going to sit here and do the same thing and write down all of the things that I can think of, that when I think of unfinished business, they're the things that come up. And it's really interesting what comes up first. So I'm going to stop talking now and start writing. Okay, so I probably could go on and on and on about this. I have a lot of little things that are here and that are to do with my business or day-to-day living, you know, that you don't make the time to do them. And I'm feeling a lot of sadness. I'm feeling a lot of sadness coming through my cheeks. So I'm feeling, you know, the energy is starting to move within me, which is great. But it doesn't feel that good right now, but I am allowing it to come up. But there is the one thing that is on the top of my list, which when I was not that I've done a lot of planning for today, I've done a little, you know, about an hour just session thinking about what might happen or what we might do. And this thing never came into my mind. But this morning, I think it did, or perhaps last night, I can't remember. And it's really applicable, so I'm going to share because it's my art degree. So I'm an art teacher and I have a degree to say that I'm an art teacher, you know, officially. But I started a fine arts degree and I never finished that. And I'm just writing something else that I've just remembered. Sorry. And I find it really funny that that thing has been the thing that has come up. But I know that it is creating a lot of, well, it's funny that I'm using those words. So I didn't plan that today is going to be a big Joe saga, but I don't know. I want this space to be a healing space. And so if part of that is me showing you how I heal, then okay, let's bring that on. So I came up against somebody in my art degree who created, it was her baby, this course. And she was highly critical, and I have had a lot of criticism in my life. I have felt the need to keep people happy a lot and wasn't strong enough to know my own mind, really. And allowed that, you know, that situation to totally get out of control. And I was very, very young. So, you know, we're talking nearly 20-something years ago. So a lot of water under the bridge. But the reason why I'm bringing this up for me is because it is something that I can't even speak, that has prevented me from moving forward with my art practice as an artist myself. Because part of me is like, oh yeah, you didn't get the art degree, you're not an artist, you're a teacher of art, but you're not an artist. Anyway, that's semantics, and there's stuff there that I'm judging myself on still. But when I was thinking about this, I was thinking of all those little burdens. And if I think about all of those little burdens, they add up. But if I have this big thing, just looking at my hand, it's like it's a big thing. If I've got that big thing sitting within my body, I'm ready to get rid of it. So we're going to do a meditation now. You've got your list of unfinished business. You might choose one to focus on today, or you might choose to work on them all. Your things may not be massive, may not be the thing that you feel like is stopping you, or, you know, stopping you from progressing. And one of the things I was writing down was that you may feel like you're living Groundhog Day. So if you have unfinished business, if there's something in the past that is in need of attention, you may feel like you're reliving it over and over and over again. And I'm a Life Path 7, and Life Path 7s are here to experience everything. And they often don't learn from their lessons, which means that they have to have the lesson over and over and over and over again. You can hear my voice like, ah! So we want to learn the lesson. We want to finish the lesson, which is what this wonderful card about unfinished symphony. Our life is not, you know, a journey of random moments. Our life is a symphony. And if we can think about it that way, if we can think that, oh, there's this there's a section here that I need to revisit. I might not have enjoyed it at the time, but I'm wiser, I'm stronger, I'm definitely older, and, you know, I can bring new skills to the situation. And one of the things it talks about is need to make amends and, you know, a lack of closure. So we're going to do a meditation now to help us bring more of that into this space that we're working with today. So you might want to get your piece of paper or whatever you're working with in front of you. And today I wanted to work with a black canvas, either a paper and a white one. And I have no idea why. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't plan this. But I did know that I wanted to work with this very, and it's a really, and I don't really know why I'm showing you, but I am, it's this really coal black paint, and it's carbon black. It's not what the other black is. I can't think of it at the moment. But it is created almost like a chalkboard. And for me, these words are making sense because it was about me, you know, being schooled and a form of schooling. So get yourself comfortable, get yourself ready. I'm just going to have a sip of my tea or my chai. And the lawnmower has stopped, which is nice. So get yourself ready. I'm going to place my hands on my lower belly. So I am a Qigong practitioner, facilitator, and it helps me come into my body. So I'm going to focus on the contact points of the chair, feeling myself grounded. I'm going to focus on my feet, allowing roots to develop. I'm actually going to imagine a big anchor that I am dropping all the way into the core of the earth. And I want that energy to flow from the earth, coming all the way up, flowing through my body, through every single cell in my body, relaxing it, releasing tension and connecting with that beautiful Mother Earth energy, and allow that to come to rest in my heart. And then I want to take my awareness into the sky, connect with spirit, connect with the divine. You might like to connect with your creative guides, your master guides, animal spirits, whoever you feel called to connect to. You want them to help increase your vibration, raise your vibration. And I want you to imagine that you're going in an elevator. So you're walking into an elevator. It's a little bit like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory and the glass elevator. So it's all glass and you can see all the way around you. As you get into the glass elevator, the land around you looks a little bit bleak, looks a little bit barren, and it's just flat. It's just very nondescript. And as you get into the elevator, you might like to call on a guide, your higher self, an angel, whatever it is that you feel comfortable, or you can do this yourself. And as you step into the elevator, your clothes have changed. You are now completely dressed in white, from head to toe. Even your skin looks like it is being illuminated from within. Just allow your body to feel this as it washes through your entire body. this beautiful illumination from within. And now there are numbers on this elevator. Now I want you to notice which number you're drawn to and press that number. Now these are different dimensions, these are different realities, different time and space continuums. Your elevator might move to the side as well as going up. It might go vertical, horizontal, it might go diagonal. It is not bound by time and space. But everything inside your elevator is filled with light. You are protected and safe. If you would like to call on an angel like Archangel Michael or Metatron or someone like that to keep you safe, or your guides, see yourself in a beautiful bubble of white light or gold light or even rainbow light. So when you get to the floor, as the doors open, you are hit by the most amazing light. It's a little bit cloudy. You're in the clouds, so to speak. And there's a lot of light bouncing around. And you've been taken somewhere to help you work through the closure or the completion of this unfinished business for you. So as you begin to walk through whatever your space looks like, wherever you've taken yourself, you may be taken back in time to a time where you can relive this event, this communication with somebody, or this time you may be watching yourself relive it. If you are, you're perfectly safe. And ask that your guides show you what you need to know. The angels show you. And you may find that there are different versions of yourself there. You may find a child version of yourself. You may find the original version that lived the experience. And then you may also find your higher self or your present self or any variation on these themes. Now, before you watch this event or you choose to reenact it, you're going to imagine merging all of yourselves into your higher self, into your present self, one and the same. You're going to imagine that your higher self is this amazing being of light, which it is. And that the light, it's like this beautiful cookie cutter, like a gingerbread person. And they're glowing. It's like they're opening a door to enter. And every aspect of you that didn't feel good enough, that didn't feel that it had the strength to finish this, didn't feel like it had the knowledge, the time, the self-esteem, whatever it is that held you back from finishing this and completing what it is you need, your higher self is now granting you all of those things by absorbing the part of you that didn't feel good enough. It is raising that vibration and allowing yourself to become whole and complete. Notice your body. You may feel a bit heavier in the chair. There may be some places in your body that you feel heavier too. Just allow them to be there. And now if you choose, you can watch this event take place or this communication or whatever it is from a very protected view. You know, call on more angels, call on more guides, however it is you would like to view it. If you would like to relive it as your complete self, how you would like to play it out, then this is your time. So I'm going to give you some time now to work with your guides, your higher self, to complete this unfinished business. Now, when you're ready and you've come to a conclusion of some type, even if it is that you've walked away having said your piece and you don't need to hear anymore, imagine leaving that behind and closing the door firmly. Not because you're angry, not because it's unfinished, but because it's completed, because it's done. So close the door firmly. See the door completely closed. And stand there for a moment as your complete self, noticing how you feel. And if you're feeling a bit ungrounded, feel that anchor all the way down into the core of the earth. And remember that you are your complete self. You are not a lesser version. You are not a younger version. You are wise, strong, and true. Now I want you to imagine that this door does whatever you need it to do, whether it vanishes into thin air, whether it becomes a beautiful golden colour, lights up and just disappears. Whatever it is that you need for completion, allow that to happen. And then ask your guides to guide you back to the elevator, back through that mist. And this time the mist is like a silver cleansing rain, cleansing your aura. And it's this beautiful silver light, cuts away anything that you're still hanging on to that you no longer need. See this silver rain pouring through you. Again, see yourself complete and whole, completely cleansed by this beautiful silver rain. And as you get back into the elevator, that beautiful glass elevator, more and more light is shone through your body. Whatever it is that your body needs to come into perfect harmony, that is being given to you. You have access to it. See it going to the very core of your body, the very core of your being, your beingness. And then allow your guides to press the button for you to return back to where you are now. And the elevator comes to the ground floor again. And this time when you get out, the landscape is different. It's a beautiful landscape, like a paradise. Beautiful fresh green grass, lots and lots of green grass. So much green. It's fresh. It's like it's just finished raining. It's ready for all these wonderful new possibilities. So now allow yourself to walk back to where you're sitting in this room, where you are, sitting in this chair in the present, feeling your buttocks on the chair or your feet on the ground, taking a nice big deep breath in, exhaling through an open mouth. Do 2 more of those, breathing in and breathing out. 1 more, breathing in and breathing out. And now I'm going to bring my hands up, and you can do this if you like. It's called a chi wash. When you've got really hot palms, you can place them over your closed eyes. And you're going to imagine gazing into the distance with your eyes closed. You're going to breathe in deeply and exhale all the way up, bringing your hands down to your chin. And you're going to do 2 more, breathing in oh wow. So now it's time to start with some art play, to do some practice, some art doing. So whatever it is you feel like you need to do, whether it's painting, drawing, pastels, crayons, line work, whatever. It's now time to sit in this wonderful space that we've created and get to work. Now, again, I'm really noticing that I'm holding on at my solar plexus. And if you joined me last week, one of the things that I want to do is stay present. Now, my body feels really kind of heavy. I'm feeling quite a lot of stuff around my eyes. And I feel like I'm really holding on my legs, like my I think it's called my femur bone. It's like it's gripping tight. And if you're noticing that you've got, thoughts in it, or thoughts, emotions, whatever, coming up, allow them the space to be here. That's what this time is for. This time is for playing. And the play doesn't have to be anything that you want to show anybody. It doesn't have to be anything for a wall or anything like that. This is your time to be with yourself and your guides. I'm feeling a lot of heat coming up in my body. And if you can feel your mind wandering, see if you can come back. See if you can come back to what it is you're doing.
And again, just notice where you're holding on to tension in the body. Notice what's happening. It's interesting to note, like when you notice that you're hanging on, when you're trying, you know, what's catching yourself. Holding my jaw really tightly. Moving my thighs again. Oh, I'm feeling my shoulders letting go. Just was thinking back to the meditation and what I was doing in that meditation and who I was talking to. And I just felt my shoulders go. I felt, you know, a release come in. Which is really nice, actually. Very nice. Gosh, this silver is awesome. Not usually someone who plays with silver and, you know, this sort of thing. So it's kind of interesting to me. I'm loving how reflective it is. It's really bouncing off this carbon black that I painted before. And then the oil pastels, you know, I've been not very forgiving, which is actually interesting, the two of them, working with the two of them. And what I love about what I'm doing now is that I'm breaking all of the things that I was taught when I was at uni doing fine art. I was not allowed to use oil pastels or crayons or anything like that. And I certainly probably wouldn't be allowed to use a silver pen. You know, and these things may change now, but it feels very freeing for me to do that, to be experimenting and exploring with materials that I probably wouldn't be using in that environment that I felt I didn't have closure from before, which I actually feel quite different now. It's not completely, done and dusted. Okay, now that was probably, if you're watching, I hope you're playing along with me, but I've been told by my guides that I'm finished. I feel like I could actually just continue and continue and continue. I actually don't even know which way this goes, which is interesting. I think it goes that way. But that's what I've done today. That's my, this is my completion of my unfinished business. So, and it actually feels good. Like I feel like I'm still processing. I feel like I'm a little bit, you know, a little bit moving along the piano keys. Yeah, moving along there a little bit. I want to thank you for joining me today. I'm bringing it up a little bit closer so you can actually see it a bit better. There you go. My work today. I do want to close the space down before we finish. I want to thank you so much for joining me. This is really helping me. I know that it's helping me, so thank you. Thank you all for who you are and for being here, for watching, whether you're watching live or after live. We thank all of our guides, the angelic beings, the animal spirit guides, ancestors, our loved ones for this space, this place, this time, and the creation of this sacred space, for everybody who was present across all time and space. And we formally close this space down. We'll meet again next week and allow ourselves to connect to this space of light, to share our wisdom and guidance and experience our bringing of the divine into each other's lives and the lives of ourselves. Until next time, thank you so much for being here and sharing your light with me. As always, please like, share and subscribe, and please let me know if you participated, if you put this video on and, you know, went into this sacred space, because that's really what I'm designing it for. When I get ready, when I get sorted, I will get a live version of this going. Thanks so much love and gratitude. Thank you. Bye for now. Oh. And here we go. I'll just bring this up again as I'm leaving.